Okay. As I said, boss time. First off, we've got to take down the rival of this era, which is Shadow. Obviously, we've seen him around a bit too much to not realise it's him. I love how I got to talking to him with Sonic's idle animation going on. That was just great. Now, I'm not too keen on this boss, and the song is a remix of For True Story from Sonic Adventure 2. And this opening bit is just glorious. I love this opening bit. It's the opening to Sonic Adventure 2! Oh, it's amazing. Now basically the whole gist of this boss is get the energy cores, and then you basically just gotta hit Shadow. Essentially, that's this boss in a nutshell. Now, I honestly don't get what Sonic Team were thinking with this boss, because it's not hard. In fact, it's ridiculously easy. In fact, it's too easy. Because as you can see, all you need to do is boost, try not to hit the trick jumps, they're never going to help. And you can get the power up to hear the glorious live and learn. Then all you need to do is just hit meteorites. Hit all of them just to make sure that you get Shadow. And use ram him and he's dead. They could have done so much more with this boss. They really could. But they didn't. So all we get is that. I don't like that boss fight. It had such potential. And it was just sort of ruined. Because it was just too easy. Now, one thing that I got wrong in the last, when I was talking about the bosses in the 3DS version, apparently, that, well, even though they take 8 hits, you can pretty much kill them in under a minute. Most of them, anyway. So, just because they have more hits doesn't mean they're any longer. Now, one thing that I will point out is that each boss does have a hard mode, which means they have more hits on them. And, to be perfectly honest, they probably should have made the hard modes the normal modes, because they're not difficult, they just take a little bit longer generally. Anyway, it's time to take on what is perhaps my favourite boss in the entirety of Generations. I may have never actually sort of beaten this boss in its original game, because I obviously don't own that game, but it's glorious. That's right. Set to the amazing Open Your Heart. It's perfect chaos. But actually looks really badass now. I'm liking the whole sort of water skin thing he's got going on. This is what perfect chaos should have looked like and when in the original. Anyway. Thunder, rain, and lightning. It's such a great boss because there's like the platforming and stuff. And it's just so epic and badass. And clearly Sonic's gotten more powerful since Sonic Adventure, because he has to be Super Sonic when he took down Perfect Chaos that time. Now he's normal Sonic and he can do it just fine. Now this remix of Open Your Heart has an added beat and a slightly heavier bass. It was remixed by Circuit Freak, or Frequency, or something along those lines, with Jun Sonoy providing a new guitar performance, as is used for a lot of these songs. And hold on much longer, I will never let it go. But I think the other thing about this boss is that it kind of shows... It's got one bit in it that kind of symbolises everything that I kind of feel about Generations. It's just that things can sometimes end on a bit of a wet fish. And that's generally what I feel of Generations. Bits of it just fall flat on their face when they could have just been so epic. And this final hit on Perfect Chaos is one of them. It's still my favourite boss in the entire game. But... still. This music track is, I think, called Revival. Right, so... that's it. There's no sort of epic build-up to that final hit where there should have been. And that's where I feel it kind of... That's what I feel kind of symbolises a lot of Generations. There's a lot of wet fishes, even though I still absolutely adore that boss. Cool platforming and the awesome music. I will gush over that music any day. Anyway, that's the Dreamcast era done.
Quite a bit of this world.
Plus Sonic Heroes. Well, Sonic Heroes is classified as modern era in 3DS version for some reason.
You're doing great, Sonic.
Oh, he's so cute.
You're doing great, Sonics. Right. I may never get used to that. Oh!
Hey, look, he's back. Oh, he doesn't like the emeralds.
Sure
Emeralds aren't his best friend, are they?
Those things have come in handy in the past. We've already got a couple, but...
4. Well,
we
3.
need that emerald! Sonic, you should go over there and check it out! I bet you can bring that Chaos Emerald back, just like you brought back our friends!
Okay, sure.
And I bet you
Why not?
We're gonna need all 7 emeralds.
As we do usually. You know, that's generally how it works.
You guys have your work cut out for you.
Oh, no, we don't.
Adventure's no fun if it's too easy.
Piece of cake! But yes, that's the modern era unlocked, with another one of my favourite levels in it. Right in the middle there. Why is it with me in the middle level? Well, the middle levels of the last 2 eras are my favourites. Haha. Now, one thing you may have noticed is that Shadow's Emerald was the damn 4th Chaos Emerald. Mwahaha.